My sister has lived a life where she learned a lot on the streets, and then also building a relationship and choosing people who would be considered family. When I hear that these people that you build relationships with in that lifestyle, it's like, I kill for you, I die for you, I'll be there for you in any type of way. Call me, I'm there. Finding loyalty in another person, it's a really good bond to have, of knowing that a complete stranger that you learned and learned to love is going to be there for you. It just made me think about like how loving my sister is, and how she's not just going to be there for us, but she's also going to be there for the people who are there for her. Rest in peace, Ugg. I appreciate you and the relationship that you built with my sister. I appreciate you. I know that you're watching over her, and I know that she will always, always love you. Hi, welcome back to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. I am Shaunda. Today, I would like to talk about the family dynamic. I hope I'm explaining that right, but just what's been crossing my mind is just understanding the two types of families that are built in a household and outside of the household. So I would say when I was younger, I really liked that, I have a good foundation of like sisters. My older sister, Stacy's, who's in her 30s. Then my other older sister was a year older than us, is like 20, in her 20s, late 20s, wild. And then there's me and my twin. So it's just very interesting that. And I want to talk about like the protection that, your family also instills in you. So with my sister, Stacy, very strong, prideful woman. I think I said that before in a previous episode. She's very protecting as well. Very. I want to say, when it comes to, I think with any sister or brother, and you have a little brother, a little sister to watch, it's like, I need to protect you. Where this instincts of protection comes from, it came, and that is which is bestowed on you automatically, right? Like, it's just very interesting on how that works and how that relationship works. So I really appreciate Stacy doing that. Selena, who's like a year older from us, it was just very interesting. We're all in that same like 3 of us category, and we're the same age. So what does that protection look like from her? From Selena, I want to say it was just to make sure that we were doing what we were doing in the house. What needed to get done in the house needed to get done in the house. It was just like a really good. I'm not really explaining that great, but I want to say that is just that whole dynamic. Then I have to go with me because I'm the baby. I think about Shaunda and how our relationship now is that I'm her twin, we're twins. And whatever automatic bond that we have, we just look out for each other in any way. And not saying that none of my sisters do that, like in any way we all like look out for each other, but something about twins is just there. I don't know how to make it click, but hey, it's a whole thing. So going back to like Stacy, I want to say with Stacy, because she is the oldest, this making sure that, how can I say, we do the right thing happens, that she just makes sure that we were all it. And I appreciate everything that my older sister has done for us, but I also wanted to understand the why part. Like, is it because we're just blood that you're doing this for us? I haven't really had that conversation. It's just something that we are like, you came out my mom's womb and you're my sister. So yes, I have to take care of you, and I'm going to protect you by any means. So that's like the family and the household and blood type of thing. But then I want to also understand the second type of family dynamic is the outside family dynamic and what you build on the streets. And it was the way, not the way I would describe my sister, but when I tell stories, I'm like, yeah, they the street runners, like they got that. So when I talk about like my sister just being outside, like all three of them, Shaunda, Selena, and Stacy were just always outside. And I was like the in-home body. I was just always at the house. Very good, I just loved it. And I want to say with my sisters, I get a lot of experience of like building relationships. With me, I definitely built relationships, but it's always through my sisters that I learned friends and being around friends. I want to say with Jessica and Trevor, they were like my first, like learning how to be friends. Well, not really. I have other people who I made friends with, let me just say, but with my older sister, I want to like sort of kind of focus this one around her was because she's a street runner. My sister has lived a life where she learned a lot on the streets, and then also building a relationship and choosing people who would be considered family. And whenever I would say she describes or talks about people that she's built these relationships with, so like, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my blood, right? So when I like hear those, I'm like, oh, well, what's the difference with me? You know, like, but the difference is from what I learned about when you choose these people to be in your life, you're building that relationship with them. But I don't mean to go to the extreme, but when I hear that these people that you build relationships with in that lifestyle, it's like, I kill for you, I die for you, I'll be there for you in any type of way. Call me, I'm there. And I have to like put the two different things on there because like being religious, you know, it's a different type of like, I'm gonna be there for you in a way, I'm gonna be there, I'll try to be there. Where you have these people, to me, where you build relationships on the outside of the household. Stop saying street, but outside of the household, it's I'm that ride or die friend. Call me, you know, like I will be there. I'll be there. Like it's just so weird because I can't really like describe like how the family will decide when to be there. And also too, outside of the family household, that's the same thing too. But when it comes to me, I'm going a little bit more extreme, but when it comes to sticky situations of wanting to be there, I got you. I have to like get into a story that happened with my ex, where my ex, he put his hands on me. And I haven't said a lot, I haven't said anything to any of my sisters. And I believe when I finally told Stacy, and this was after I was out the relationship, I was like, oh yeah, like, no, I used to, you know, get hit. We used to get in fights and all that. And she was like, why didn't you tell me this? Like, what's up? Like, why? And then that protector thing, my brother thing. And my sister would say like some things I can't really say over here, but it's true. She's just like, you know, like, you should have told me that. And I was like, well, I can handle myself. And, you know, having that conversation with my sister, you know, it trickles down into the brothers that she built the relationship outside of the household. But then also learning, because I've been around them, I hung around them, and it's really nothing but love that they show. So when they hear that same thing, they like, why don't you call us? Like, don't think that you can't call us about a situation like that. And knowing that they are about that life is the reason why I didn't call. But like at the same time, they said, no, like, it's just when you have that type of dynamic and somebody who is putting their hands on you, they also need to understand that you do have people to look out for you. Like, it's not just my father. Like, my father is a little bit older. I don't think about calling my dad about what was going on. But my brothers, the people outside of the household, they are there. So it's about not is it about instilling like some being scared and afraid of like, just know that she got people and you need to know that type of deal? And it's so weird because I shielded myself and him, my ex around that time, away from them because I'm like, they are about that life. Like, don't. Like, yeah, like, don't. So they never really crossed my mind until I told my sister and my sister told them. And I was like, wow, I could have called them the whole time just to know that I have somebody to be there for me, that I'm not alone in this process. So I'm really happy of the relationship that my older sister Stacy has built outside of the house, because things happen, and getting also a male perspective and men perspective and having brothers, I get to ask those questions to them. I bring up about understanding different families is also be too, because like my older sister actually lost her brother. And when she lost him, we ended up like being on the phone. We did a FaceTime group call, and I just seen my sister cry. And after getting off the phone, I felt like horribly bad because I felt sad, but I didn't feel the way how she was feeling because I wasn't as close with him as she was. And seeing my sister cry to me over somebody that I barely knew, or just somebody, I was like, I need to understand my sister's friendships. I need to understand my sister's brothers because they're very important to her. I didn't build a relationship outside of my family in the house. So to see my sister cry over a relationship that she built and get emotional about a man whose life was taken away, is just, it made me sad because I was just like, wow, like this person really means a lot to my sister. And she just asked like, why does this happen? Why are these people being taken away from me so wrongfully and whatnot? And it just made me think of like, well, you still have us, right? But we came with the family, like we already came. It's, from my understanding, building this relationship and building a brotherhood or a sisterhood outside of us is like really, really important, you know? And it makes me think about like also like the college life and their sororities and all that other stuff, in a way that there is something outside of that when you don't go to college and it's just you outside of the household and on the streets, and finding loyalty in another person is like really, 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 really nice. It's a really good bond to have, of knowing that a complete stranger that you learned and learned to love is going to be there for you is important. It's a beautiful thing. It just made me think about like how loving my sister is, and how she's not just going to be there for us, but she's also going to be there for the people who are there for her. So knowing that there's people who actually will love you, kill for you, die for you in certain aspects, is there for you, is like really cool. So I really appreciate understanding that there's two different types of families that are grown, because there's some people who don't even have that, like, oh, that's really my blood and my sister. When they don't have that, they learn that through somebody that is just a complete stranger. It's great. And it's also great that there are families who actually open their doors to people that just don't have nobody, you know? And my sister didn't have that type of, actually, I think she did. I don't want to get into my mom and Stacy's dynamic, because that's also something that I'm still learning and trying to understand. So maybe one day I'll have them both on here and we can go into that. But who knows? But Rest in peace, Ugg. I appreciate you and the relationship that you built with my sister. I appreciate you. I know that you're watching over her. And I know that she will always, always love you. So, yeah. I thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. Please remember to rate, like, comment, and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. If you would like to share your stories with me, please email me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to another episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.